reason why you're doing that. Okay, clearly desecration boots. You got a double stack on these. I haven't maxed these out, but I will. Using the grandfather for this build. I use it personally. You don't have to use the grandfather because it's a dot build, but I also use it for sever, so you can be a hybrid build. Okay, the 2+200 stats to everything also helps with everything. It's an awesome weapon. I love it. If you can't get your hands on this, use a scythe. Use anything. Use a great sword, but you're gonna want either damage overall or dot damage, and there's a reason for that because of the sever bonus and the blight damage bonus. Okay, but we're going to go for literally the Ebon Piercer. Just a regular one. You'll try to get max blight damage as much as you can. I've been getting crappy ones, so that's my fault. I have other ones, but it just doesn't have the fixes that I want on it. Also, we have Reaper's Pursuit like at level plus 18 almost. It caps out at like 100% additional movement speed, so you don't want nothing more than that. I got lucky on this. Okay, we're also using the Starless Skies ring to also help with the resources. What you really don't need it. It's literally for the crit chance, lucky hit, and all the damage increase. The 50% additional damage increase. Uh, that's what you want pretty much, honestly, and that's really what it is. That's all it is for. As for sacrifices, pretty much Reaper sacrifice, shadow damage, vulnerability damage that increases your blight damage as well, and critical damage for more severed damage, direct damage. Okay, you're doing the direct and the damage over time build. My tree, this is the natural tree. This is stupid right here. I just didn't change it, but you can change this to whatever you want. Honestly, um, you can change this to whatever you want. But pretty much you're gonna want this then perfectly balanced. This is really good. It's probably one of the best ones right here. Cute flesh so you can get more chances to create corpses. You're gonna want enhanced blight, or more blight, pretty much. And you wanna this is the amplification for your sever damaged you of the supernatural blight. Sever, clearly. And you're gonna go with every third cast vulnerable so you can get increased damage on both of those. That's why they work together. Uh, You're going to want Bloody Corpse Explosion so you can have Blight on the ground, fueled by death. This is also passive right here. Um, Pretty much you don't need this, but this is good for corpse generation. Um, Spiked armor to get your pretty much your 9.2k cap on your armor. Death's Embrace reduction. Abilities for more or less ultimate, meaning to a more ultimate game. Less ultimate cooldown. More damage on cursed enemies. And as I was saying, the passives, Reaper's Pursuit is for quick movement speed. All you gotta do is blight and go, blight and go. Gloom, terror, crippling darkness. You can always make your own changes if you want on this. I'm no expert. I'm telling you just how I run my build. This is my custom build, whatever. You technically do not need Bone Storm if you're using Temerity. Bone Storm is literally to increase your crit chance for your severs. Okay, if you don't have max crit, then that's right. You can switch those two. You can even use this. You can sacrifice these two, put those two in here, and increase your crit chance. Or you can just put one in here and then just leave that as it is. We're running Shadow Blood because we don't have the new aspect. We don't have the newest skill that's right here, pretty much. So we're just waiting for that new one to come up. Um, then my Paragon tree is a little sloppy. Don't worry about it though. I literally have Gravekeeper down here for 25% additional damage and another 18% for every, 3% for every close corpse, up to 18%, and 250 armor and 25 int. Okay, using Wither, clearly not maxed out because I don't have the max. It's almost, we're using Abyssal, almost max, not max, is level 17. Right here, this is Flesh Eater. Right here, we're using Exploit. You gotta get that vulnerable damage. That's another almost 70% vulnerable damage. Then we're using Sin of Death, using Darkness for all that shadow damage. Everything you're doing is going to be shadow damage. Increase that damage. Damage. 50% damage to injured enemies. Another 13%. Another 13% more armor. You need that armor cap. That's the reason why we went here. You need that armor, because sometimes you don't get the cap if you're just trying to use Tyrion's might and everything else. And more shadow damage. So you're literally trying to cap your shadow damage over time and get as much shadow damage over time and damage while fortified. This damage while fortified, you can get, if you can get more of this with temerity, this will be great, bro. But you know, I couldn't really fix it. I'm probably want to fix it eventually, but this is roughly what I'm working with right now. Also, we branched off to the side to get these more damage over time. You want all of these. The more damage, the better. This is why you got all of these. This is the reason why I didn't branch into some other things. I want to really dip heavily into the damage over time. Okay, that is the reason why I did this. It's my choice. Paragon. If you're a Paragon master, teach me. I'm all willing to learn. I'm new to this, so you know, thank you for letting me know. We're gonna try another tier 100. This build, and we're gonna do it again because I already finished it, but I would like to show you guys how this build operates again, because not many people really talk about this build. We go through everything and we talk about how strong Sever is or whatever, and it's pretty, I would say it's okay. It's not the best though. I would like for it to be able to compete with BLIGHT+SEVER at the moment, and it's okay, but it could be better, man. I feel like the major nerf to it was not really a nerf to it, but the fact that our skill isn't fixed, desecration boots aren't fixed right now, we could use that. We could use it to be fixed, because that's less goddamn. We can have way more damage. This build will be even stronger, almost 2 times stronger, at least 1.5 times stronger than what it is currently. Because all we're doing right now is just amplifying the damage every time we do both. So we're just cycling both through Sever and Blight. Sever, Blight, Sever, Blight, 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 Sever, Blight, Blight, Sever. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. That's the rotation. And you know, you're cursing, you're mainly cursing everybody. So you don't need to curse, you don't got to. But you know, if you have to manually curse, that's more damage. As I said, we're running harder content, so we have to manually curse everything. Not a bad thing. Just we don't have that much space on our gear sets because we are lazy with essence control. Once you get down with your essence control in your build, once you get the essence on your armor, meaning your essence on your legs and your ring, because you're using Ring of Starlit Skies, right? So you have 2 slots left to use. If you don't want to use Temerity, then you have 3. But for the most people who are going to want to do tier 7s, you're going to want to, Temerity is like, unless you are great at avoiding obstacles and avoiding explosions and stuff, then you don't need Temerity. But for people like me who are pretty normal, you know, casual, and you're not a Diablo pro, you're gonna want to use the legs. Temerity, it saves lives. It gives you a nice fortify, unless you can slot your fortify somewhere else in your armor set, your gear, your build. Temerity is like the way to go, bro. I'm sorry, for somebody who's a baby who's learning, it's the way to go. It's honestly the way to go. As you see me just breezing through this tier 100, it's honestly, it's this is the way to go, bro. Not many people are talking about BLIGHT+SEVER. It's not really a popular build at the moment. It used to be in season 4. I'm not saying it's not. It has never been popular. It was at one point. It's not a dead build. It's just not what clears things with instant explosions. I see one other guy named Andy something does it. He was literally the reason why I wanted to try the Sever build. And I was like, why not combine both? Because they both stack damage, bro. You need to AoE clear, and you need to stack that damage. So why not just do both? And boom, it works. You can use 2 core skills in one. It works. So this is a hybrid build for people who want to be different. It's a great build, but it does take a lot of effort to get up and running. I will say that. It does take a lot of gear, and you're not going to get instant gratification doing this build. But once you get it right, the damage looks nice. In my last video I showed, I was able to get up to 70 mil to 100, or 70 mil to 130 mil, and that's with pure dot damage increase. Right now, because we're moving and everything, you probably won't only get to about 30 to 50 mil per tick. It's not bad. I think it's okay. It's enough to take down level 200. But I think on a tier 7 solo, it's gonna be, you can do a tier 7 solo, which I have, but it's gonna take a while, which I can make another video for that separately, guys, depending on how y'all guys feel. But that's just my opinion about the build. I think the only thing is, if I had open slots for my gear, I would use the aspect of the blight where you pull enemies in. That is really good. And if I didn't have temerity and I had a regular smuggler weapon that I could just put any aspect on, I would do that. And that way things will gather up faster. They might not die faster, but they will gather together. So I would just blight, run, blight, run, blight, run. And that's good. So like the movement speed is really good for Necro right here. Because Necro movement is really good. Like you can just run through everything. Blood mist through it. Going through it. Blood mist through everything. And just, and if you don't, boom. Easy. So yeah. So 100. The bill works wonders. It's good. Just you gotta work for it. Just gotta work for the bill, bro. It's not really much, but something. this is sever. You can do this two different ways. You can do a full dot or half dot. I personally do this depending on what I'm doing, okay? So if I'm doing tier 7s or whatever, I'd rather mainly sever and this is a buffer. Okay. The reason is it's clear. The AoE cleared. And they're frozen. Someone has some good AoE clear. Let's try to count you. Did way better this time. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised. This is a hybrid build. Not the fastest again, but safe. go. Shadow Warrior. Tier 7, man. Tier 7, almost 400. Shadow Warrior can do it, man. Again, Shadow Warrior is very strong, man. Mainly Sever, crit damage, vulnerability damage. Pretty much, man. It's really very basic build. It's very hard to build it though, but it's possible with the right gear, man. It's very possible with the right gear.